What's my name?
Are you Ellie?
Welcome back to the Reality Guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host, Brian.
Hello.
We are really excited for this. It's another one of our retro reviews, but it's for one of our favorite franchises, which is The Amazing Race. We are going all the way back to 2001. You can find the first season of The Amazing Race on Hulu with a regular subscription. Don't need one of the premium Hulu Pluses, any of the bundles. You can watch it with a normal Hulu. You can get a first month free. I've seen all like that. So even if you don't have it, no real financial investment, you can definitely knock out the season. And we're glad we did because we had a great time covering for our first season ever, the most recent season of The Amazing Race. I got to fall in love with the Holderness family and got to hopefully get them to adopt me one day. We're working on that. But until then, until the show comes back, we have no idea when it comes back. We have a whole bunch of seasons that we can go back and cover, and we've seen none of them. We've done no spoilers. We are really barely going to even look at the comments. Brian kind of monitors the comments for us, but if we appreciate it, if it's your first time watching a retro review, no spoiler comments about the outcome of the show. You can tell us your opinion about characters or about the specific legs, but we ask that you do not spoil it because we are giving a genuine spoiler-free for ourselves review. That being said, with my disclaimer, Brian, I loved it. Did you love it?
Yeah, it's great. I loved it so much. It's just such a fun show to watch, and like I just think the possibilities are endless of where they can go, and it's really cool to see where it also all started. Like similar to when I watched Survivor. I think it's really nice.
I kind of laughed because I made a joke when we covered this first season and they came out in force, and we'll cover the contestants quickly. They had every stereotype and demographic box checked on how these teams are. I made that joke. And this season, though, this is 2001, and man, did they nail every single kind of group and pairing type. I'm going to run down that, and then we'll talk about some of the differences in the race and stuff as we go. Some of the things I know that veteran watchers will be like, obviously, guys, but for us was really cool. We're going to run through really quickly through the 11 teams. They said there is 8 elimination legs for this race. Rob and Brennan are lawyers and best friends. Frank and Margarita, they were the married couple, the married couple that is separated.
Weird.
Very separated for 10 months, and they are going to try to work it out in The Amazing Race.
That dude
Joe
really
and Bill, Team Guido, they wore the cowboy hats.
Yeah.
Funny nickname, I guess. I don't know. Kevin and Andrew, oh, they were the worst. They were the New Yorkers. They were yelling at each other, the bald dudes.
Oh, they were the frat bros.
Yeah. Oh,
Yep.
I was a fraternity bro too, but I don't really think it's the same. So Nancy and Emily, the mom and daughter that bicker, that easy. Lenny and Karen, they are the dating couple. Yeah. Also, this one's kind of normal, dating, going The Amazing Race, I guess. Paul and Amy.
Boo.
Boo. Dave and Marguerite, I love them.
Yeah.
The grandparents, love the grandparents. I think he's got like a plane or something.
Yeah, I like that. They're cool.
He probably was like in World War II as like a fighter pilot. This guy just seems like a hero.
He reminds me of like the Rudy. He's the Rudy of season 1 of Survivor.
But he just built his wife up, dude. It was all about her. Like, I love this guy. Yeah. Pat and Brenda, they're the women that are best friends. Didn't see a ton of them this episode. Mm-hmm. Kim and Leslie, they are also wives. Like, they're also friends. They're just friends. Yep. Matt and Anna, they are the dating couple.
Yeah, from the army.
Engaged couple. Engaged couple.
They're married from the army. They met in the army.
They married and got engaged. They met and got engaged in the army. Okay. So those are our 11. Off the bat, Bride, did you have anybody that kind of stuck out to you? Any favorites right now? Not even either favorites, just like who you like or who you think is going to do well.
I really think the lawyers are probably going to do well.
That's exactly. Like, I thought the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, in the old shows, like when I watched Survivor, like it was very physical based, and I know like Phil said it's going to be mental at times, but I don't know. They just seemed pretty good. They were constantly a level ahead, and like we'll get to like what happened to them in the episode, but they seemed always like in the top tier. or what was it Heat? Like they were up really high all the time. I'm always going to root for the old couple.
Yeah, I'm literally, you're like reading my mind. I literally have Dave and Margarita. Like they're like, I want them to make it. If they complete 3 legs, dude, like MVP status, because this is the thing. So I literally, guys, besides my other dark horse, not even rooting for, but I just gotta see, and I really just want to find out what happened after the fact. Is Frank and Margarita, because I need to know if this saved their marriage or not.
He's so intense.
I need to know.
He's so intense the entire shit. Like just like
they're gonna battle
and stuff like that. I know.
Okay, so I was going to say before we get into the leg, the other major differences that we've noticed here, they do have the fast forward advantages. So if you are the first one to find the fast forward card during one of the routes, you can go right to the end. You can only use it once per game. So the lawyers used it, for example, right this week. So that was the lawyers, right?
Yeah, I didn't. Is it only one? I thought it was one time per leg.
No, it's one. I think you can only. It can only be used once per leg, but I'm pretty sure you can only use it once. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah.
We'll go back and see, but let us know if it's only one. I just would find it weird, because then wouldn't the first place team, if you guys are ahead in the beginning, just always get it? That's what I'm wondering. Do they place it randomly, or like you find it, but like if you've already used, like I know you can only use I know in the later seasons they talk about like how you can block people. You can only do that like once. So
we'll know by next week.
Yeah, we'll know quickly.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool. Secondly, I guess 2 and 3 kind of go together. The money, having the set amount of cash per leg, and having to use that for your right. It doesn't look like you have to use it for your air travel, but it looks like you have to use it for any of your like in the leg travel, cabs, subway, buses, etc., bridge tolls, gasoline. I would even assume maybe. I'm not sure about that, but renting a car, whatever. They have to kind of do that risk reward. I cannot wait to see someone run out of cash on the leg.
The tips. There's that funny line where it's like, we can't tip you.
Oh yeah, who was that? They skimped the
It might have been the lawyers.
The lawyers, I think, skimped the taxi driver going to the airport, and they said they couldn't tip. That was a little crude, because then they end up skipping. They probably ended up with cash in their pocket. I don't think the cash carries over.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. Like, well, again, this is something we'll pick up as we go, but you get it one each time. And then also that Paul and Amy did the train to save money. So
yeah, they did like a $4 train versus
a $40
cab.
I like this type of stuff where it's like you are given an amount.
Risk reward.
Yeah, right. I like it.
I like that too. So it would be kind of even cool if the cash carries over, but at the same time,
I wish we knew how much money they got. Like, here's $500.
They said it. They said they got $90. I think I have it on here.
Okay, I must have missed that.
$90. Give him money if you had $90. The guy was like counting the envelope, and he said it out loud.
I must have missed that. Okay.
So yeah, and the other part is the fact that you have to make your own decisions on the air travel. Yeah. So do you risk trying to race to the direct flight to a country, knowing there's probably only 2 or 3 seats for teams, or do you just play it safe and go to one of the other ones with possibly a layover, or one that's later that's still direct, but at least 5 hours later, but you think you're going to have a better chance based off where your standing is? And I really like that. And I just think it's gonna be a lot of the kind of things that we complain about in the shows, like we watch like Survivor and The Challenge and things where we're like, please just tell us what the standings are. Like, give us the info so we can decide if you made a dumb decision or not, and not based off of other people's reactions, whether you made a good decision or not, because we may disagree with the reactions.
Right. And I'm interested, Bill, like with this option to choose airfare, or not like what plane you're going to take. We were talking about this pre-show, like when did the show come out? 2001. This episode aired a week, like almost a little bit before 9/11. I wonder how much that will impact flights going forward, like delays, like secure, like those type of things. Like, I wonder if they'll touch on that.
I think they will. I think just like they touched on COVID, I think they'll touch upon like how that is something you have to take into account, and making flight times and things like I don't see how they can ignore it, but again, we will definitely be doing seasons 2, 3, etc. as we go here. But let us know in the comments. We don't mind that kind of spoiler stuff as far as like structure of the show. That's all good. We just don't want to know about winners and people getting eliminated. Let's get into the leg itself. The one thing when they did the intros, Bri, before, I don't want to forget about this. Kim and Leslie, one of them said what they were most afraid of was dying.
I mean, who isn't?
Like, did you meet on the race? Have you not watched? I guess this was 2001. If you had watched back into, if our episodes are somehow available in the past, somehow through some kind of reverse time travel that now exists, watch our coverage. They don't want you to die on the Amazing Race. We've covered this.
They're trying to make money. They want more seasons. I can predict the show might do well.
It may have staying power. I tell you, Reality Guys guarantee this show's going places. I think Amazing Race gets at least 5 seasons.
Yeah, maybe a little more.
We'll see. Don't get greedy, Brian.
Yeah.
All right. So the first leg, they start in Central Park. They are told they need to get to Johannesburg, South Africa. There are 3 different flights available. One that was like South African Air, one that was a Swedish Air, and I didn't even write what the third one down was, but it's really cool that they even give you that info. I like even the details like that. They had to use a payphone to call the airlines to find out what airport it's actually leaving out of. Like, that's confirmed that stuff's funny. Travel used to be such a pain in the ass, and it's like you said, this is even before 9/11.
Right.
Oh my god.
Probably didn't even check bags.
Dude, the guys that didn't tip the cab driver, so I guess that's the lawyers, they really hate Team Guido. They were making fun of their cowboy hats.
Yeah, and so was Frank and Marguerite, mainly just Frank.
Yeah, they gotta chill, dude. I have no problem with Team Guido. They just seem like upper middle class white dads that are corny, and they probably wear like quarter zips all the time and go to like the game of whatever school they went to, and they golf. Like, they're normal. Like, they're just annoying, probably. Like,
dude,
whatever.
They never really were on screen. They were just always in the lead.
Just in the
they're
lead.
like, we're gonna get there first, and then they're like, it's like a cartoon.
They like power walked.
Yeah, like the Roadrunner beating everybody there.
Their first route marker brought them to Victoria Falls, the big waterfall. It was cool because they didn't really tell them directly where to go.
Yeah.
And instantly people were getting lost and fighting. And so, Brian, it was probably my favorite text you sent me today. So why don't you kind of get into the big takeaway we took from like the social aspect of this episode?
So like Bill and I were not always watching at the same times. So like he had watched it. I was just doing some other important work for Reality Guys. Got to this and I was like, man, they are really driving like assholes on this road. And I'm going to try to find a
dangerous
when I edit this. I would love to just pop this up while we're talking about it. They were driving like absolute maniacs. Like you said, Cruising Exotica. I said F-Zero, Mario Kart. I got to add in Mad Max.
You could insert any kind of Paul Walker, Vin Diesel gif, like, except instead of them separating the roads, they're cutting each other off. Like,
there's like
they got dangerous quick.
Yeah, they're yelling at their drivers. Like, you had an option if you want to drive yourself. They're like, go faster. Don't let him pass.
To be fair, I would definitely drive myself. I wouldn't try to race like that, but like, I'm not going to trust some other dude to get me somewhere if they don't know where they're going. Like, some of the drivers that were from the countries didn't know how to get to the places. So it is, again, there's risk reward. I like that it's in their hands and there's going to be chance involved. It's cool. One of them, like, I think after their 9/11 season is going to get pulled for the random check, like security intense check and miss a flight. Shit like that.
Right.
Like, it's gonna happen.
Dude,
I hope so.
It looked like everyone knew how to drive stick. Like, that wasn't even a question. I looked like they were that one.
No, it looked like everybody did. And again, that was something I advocated last season. It's like, that's a must on the Amazing Race and reading a map.
But they didn't even bring it up. Like, you would think that'd be something like, ooh, we need to get a driver. We can't drive stick. They didn't even bring that up. So I was under the assumption that like either they just cut it or most people knew how to drive stick because it looked like those cars were stick.
No, I think they all were.
Yeah. Important.
The Batoka Gorge was the thing at Victoria Falls. Some of the people didn't know where they were. Kenny, I didn't, again, we did not enjoy the New Yorkers. We really didn't. That was what was their names? I have them. Yeah, we didn't like Kevin and Drew, the New Yorkers. Kevin and Drew were the New Yorkers, and
they're just rude.
They're very rude. But then the one quote they had that was funny, their actual quote was, "Yo, nothing's free. We're in Africa." That's me.
I just really like, I was like, just like, if you want to watch like why people hate America, there was like a 30-second clip of where they're like, how do you not know anything? And it's like, the country's big. Just so you know, they don't know.
Talk about Amy. Yeah. Let's talk about that. Amy yelling at the locals like, "How can you live somewhere and not know where to go?" Bro, I've like lived basically in my hometown most of my entire life. There are definitely things in this town I don't know where they are.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean,
I don't
dude?
know how to get there. Like,
Like,
shut the
just
fuck
get
up.
there. I couldn't tell you out loud. I just get there.
I was hoping that someone would just slap her right in the face.
I really wish one of them would be like, we're not villagers, right? We're not like ignorant idiots. We're like, shut the fuck up.
We're not here to appease you. Like, we have jobs. We're like trying to survive over here. And you're like, I don't know where Grove Plot, whatever it was. I don't even remember what the name of it was. Knife's Edge. Where's Knife's Edge? I don't know where Knife's Edge is, bitch. Like,
kick rocks. The detour was probably the most obvious detour in Amazing Race history. Take the zip line or walk.
Right.
You gotta take the zip line.
That looked fun. I don't know about
that. Looks so cool. No one walked, by the way, thankfully.
Yeah. Paul was thinking about it because according to him, he's a puss.
He's a weenie, L7 weenie.
Mm-hmm.
The couple fighting, saying they're done. Like that was Amy threatening their relationship. I thought that was really funny. That if anyone's been married or is in a long-term relationship, that just made me laugh out loud. I'm like, these again, like Brian said, these are all just American tropes. It's just a joke. Rob and Brenda do take the fast forward that we've talked about. So unfortunately, our old grandparent couple whiffed on that. They had to go all the way down the gorge and up the gorge. They did it though, and did
I
not
salute that. They did. They actually they did well. They got down there. I was worried about her.
Well, Rob and Brenda made that kind of D-bag quote where they're like, I don't think anyone can make this down and up. And then like the grandparents went down.
That's classic editing.
Oh, it was great.
If they never said that, they probably wouldn't even have shown the grandparents like.
No, because it didn't affect the outcome. They didn't lose.
Right.
That was really, really funny. There's quotes about being the village idiot. That was kind of funny. But overall, then at the end, Matt and Anna coming last.
Yeah, they were really lost.
They got super lost.
Because they got there after it was dark.
It was literally dark. They were having like use a Bachelor reference. They were having the cocktail party.
Yeah, like the cow's blood or whatever. But yeah, it was. I really enjoyed that. I thought it was, and I like that. Like, and they do this every episode, but I like knowing the placements. That is really important to me as we do it. Do you have the list? I got a list. I have the whole list if you need me to run down that.
Yeah, run it down.
All right. So, like you said, fast forward was Rob and Brendan. Team Guido, Joe and Bill got second because they're always. If they didn't have the fast forward, they probably would have won. They were the killers, the silent killers of this episode, just constantly ahead of somebody else. Then we got Frank and Margarita. Fourth place, Lenny and Karen. Fifth, Pat and Brenda. Sixth, Kim and Leslie. Seventh, Dave and Marguerite. Is it Marguerite or is she Margarita? There's two
Margarita is the one in the cup, is the couple that's fighting, and Marguerite is the grandma.
All right, Marguerite. So Marguerite. Eighth is Paul and Amy, who I hate. I just don't like them, man. They suck. I was pissed when they
that just how the timing of that just remind me of the Leprechaun videos. Like great grandfather who was Irish.
Yeah, right. Ninth is Kevin and Drew, the frat bros. 10
bros, the brothers.
And
great.
10th, Nancy and Emily. That was the mother-daughter team. And then, like Bill said, Matt and Anna got eliminated. They were the army couple.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah, your service.
Well, we had a great time. Honestly, we're doing The Bachelor, we're doing the Juan Pablo season right now, but now like we are mixing this light in. I have a feeling we're going to power through Amazing Race. Amazing Race is so good. It's so wholesome.
It's also shorter. You get way more content in 40 minutes than you get with
and it's fun.
Hour and a half of bullshit from The Bachelor, which is just unfortunate. But
well, speaking of The Bachelor, the next episode on the channel will be our next. Well, no, there'll be Survivor. Your next review, we'll have Survivor, then Temptation Island, and then you will have a retro review of The Bachelor season 18, episode 6. So we are powering out that season. So we will be having 2 different retro reviews concurrently: Bachelor season 18 and Amazing Race season 1. But until week 2 for this, thank you, Amazing Race. We love you. Thank you, everyone, for watching. For myself and Brian, thank you. Peace.